Welcome back, ARK players, to a brand new video. Now, today's video is definitely going to be a different type of video, and the reason for it is because I wanted to say a massive thank you to all of you guys, because I just don't feel like I get enough time to do that. And I also want to take you on the full 10-year journey of the LoadedCrysis channel, of how ARK sort of started, and also the massive changes we've made to the channel this year, and that's all been down to you guys. And I'm going to be very honest in this video. I want to be transparent to you guys and basically just explain everything in the journey, because now the face cam's here. I just want you guys to know more of the real me and get to know me and sort of know about the journey and where I want the journey to go from now as well in 2025 and more things. And just saying thank you guys, because if it wasn't for you, I would not be in this situation. I know all YouTubers say that, if it wasn't for you guys, but it's generally true. I just wanted to say a big thank you to that. So we're going to be getting into it now. If you guys do enjoy today's video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next part. So I started the LoadedCrysis channel over 10 years ago. It was September 2014 that it was first created. And a lot of people have been asking me many times, where does the name LoadedCrysis even come from? And I was a really young kid, and I picked up a copy of, I think, Crisis 2. Well, I say I picked up a copy. It was probably my parent that got me the copy back then. And I remember I was playing it, and it was taking so long to load. And that's why, obviously, the name LoadedCrysis came around, because I just remember just all day trying to think of a name, and it just took so long to load. And then I remember it was LoadedCrysis. Well, no, it was Loading Crisis, and then it became, I thought, not sure about that, and then LoadedCrysis came around. So that's pretty much where the name came around. I know it's a bit random, but that's where it all started. And my love for dinosaurs has always been a thing. My dad said to me, he was like, why don't you get into game development? Because I was he was like, why don't you make a Grand Theft Auto game with dinosaurs? And I was like, yeah, an open world dinosaur game. I'm surprised that's never happened. That was actually Live's plan at the beginning. Was when I was a kid, it was to get into game development and go into create and try and create my own game. And obviously in my head as a kid, you're thinking, I'm going to do this. Not knowing how much money would probably need to go into it and how big of a studio you would need to develop a game like that. But it was always the life dream. As I grew up, I just found a real passion for content creation and making YouTube videos. And I actually started by making FIFA videos a real long time ago. And I actually used to be friends with some guys that started creating FIFA videos, and they're now doing things like Sidemen charity matches. It's absolutely crazy to see how far they've come. But I remember just saying to my friends one day, because my PC couldn't run ARK Survival Evolved because I saw a dinosaur game. And obviously it's something that I've always dreamed of making myself. And my PC, I remember loading up ARK Survival Evolved on this PC that I thought was good, and I couldn't even move. And I was so upset. And the day I saw it was coming to Game Preview, it was called back then, on Xbox One, I was just so excited. And as soon as I played it, it began the journey. My friends came with me. We used to watch Slipgator. We used to watch King Daddy D-Mac. Shout out to D-Mac. And it was just the best time ever. And I said, I want to start being like them. I want to make our own series on YouTube. So then, there it was, we started creating early Let's Plays that are still on the channel to this day, and it's really nice to go back and look at sometimes. And from then, there was a new update that came out for ARK, and it was when they were adding the Gallimimus into the game. And I just remember it was patch version 7.41 version. If I get that right, I'm going to be so proud of myself. And they were adding the Gallimimus to the game. And I made a video talking about this new ARK update where they've added the Gallimimus to the game. And I just remember waking up the next morning, it had 5,500 views, and we were getting 200, which still 200 was amazing, just on a brand new, fresh channel. And it got 5,500, and I was like, wow, this is absolutely crazy. How is this even a thing? How is this happening? and then more updates kept coming out for ARK, and I was covering them. And I just remember, like, overnight going from like 0 subscribers, like not obviously overnight, but over a space of a couple of weeks, to like 1,000 subscribers and then 2,000 subscribers. And I just remember like constantly keeping on it, and we just hit like 10,000 subscribers in the space of like 2 months, and it was the most unbelievable dream that I've always wanted to hit my entire life, and it was absolutely amazing. But I don't want this story to be too long, because I kind of want to like go into like more details of like where we want to go in the future. And again, saying a massive thank you to why you guys have changed my direction of the channel. Again, that change might not have happened if it wasn't for you guys motivating me and a lot of other creators around me. And we kind of just kept making news videos over time, more news videos, and it kind of did get to a point where things were drying up a bit, and I wanted to make new content, but to be honest, I really didn't. I was like supporting a lot of family. I didn't really have the money to be able to like put into the channel, and I kept trying to make upgrades and things like that, and I kind of found myself falling behind a lot of things, and always having a lot of costs, and it was just a very stressful time from quite a young age. I just got to a point where I wasn't very proud of the content that I was making. You know, I was seeing it in the comments as well, and I was making certain decisions on the channel that I just thought back then were good ideas, but they just weren't. And as obviously me getting older now, looking back at it, obviously, I don't like to regret things or anything like that on like any videos that I've done, because at the end of the day, it's all been a path to where we are today and being able to learn and grow from it. But yeah, and so I had an amazing ARK journey, by the way. So apart from the videos that I weren't really proud of, I loved that game. I made so many friends that I'm still friends with to this day. I remember making content with groups of other creators. I remember like talking to some amazing people throughout the time, and some just insane memories. I mean, I remember the launch of Ragnarok in 2017, you know, like being able to play PvP with some of my friends on the official server network. It was just such a joy. And then obviously, you know, one of the biggest things that will always stick in my mind was September 2023, when the servers actually shut down for ARK Survival Evolved. It was a really emotional day, and it was like a shock to the system to be like, I'm standing on top of this official server, like this building on this official server that someone's like been playing on for years, and I have got all the servers are emptying out because they're closing down, and we have a 80 or like, you know, I can't even remember how much 70 out of 70 or what it was server full of people to celebrate the end of ARK with the fireworks coming down, and you guys were all behind me as we were live streaming it, and I will never forget that day. And thank you to everyone that joined me and that was there that day, because it truly was special. And then we had one of the ARK devs come in and tell us we're about to say goodbye. He's probably thinking, why was there 70 out of 70 people in? But kind of since the launch of ARK Survival Ascended, I've kind of got to a point where I branched out to new games for the first time, because when ASA kind of launched, it was like a really, really fun launch. I changed some things up, but the content was really dry because they only had the island, and after everyone had sort of completed the island, they were sort of like, what are we going to do next? There was only a few mods. So I moved on to some other games, which was something I'd never done in those years, which was really fun. You know, Power World. I'm sure some of you guys watch my Power World videos. Some of you may even watch my Helldivers videos. And then I ended up missing my beloved game. The center came around, and I came back at this for the center. It was it wasn't a great launch. The map wasn't fantastic, but I still loved the center, and I still have fun on the center to this day. But yeah, so we carried on making content on ARK, and it was good to be back. But again, I still wasn't pleased with what I was making, and I just kept thinking to myself, where am I going wrong? What do I need to change? And how can I take myself to this next step and elevate content? I think I truly knew deep down, and you guys were saying it to me in the comments, but I just guess sometimes you push things to the back of your mind, and you're thinking to yourself, where can I take things next? But you're not truly listening to yourself. Then at the end of 2024, sort of November 2024, was the birth of the LoadedCrysis cluster. It might have been actually October 2024 when it officially launched, because we had the Aberration map. And to this day, I'm so proud. I've got a special video coming up for that. We've now over nearly 4,500 members in the LoadedCrysis cluster. If you haven't joined yet, link to the Discord is down below. But changes started to be made there. I've always been someone that struggled a lot with anxiety, and it's a weird way. I can't explain to you guys what my anxiety is like. I love being social in real life. I love chatting to people. I love making new friends. But there's always something in the back of my head that has stopped me sort of speaking to that creator, or has kind of stopped me from taking up an opportunity, because that anxiety in the back of my head would also... So I used to get very stressed with things, and I kind of got myself in a very worked up place where I kind of didn't feel very comfortable to be. But then I spoke to a lot of people. I changed the way we did things. The cluster helped me so much. You guys in the cluster, like just being able to speak to you guys and just building these huge connections that I'd never done before really, really helped. And then was the big decision at the start of 2025 that we were taking this thing seriously. I love what I do. I don't want this to change. We're getting the face cam, and that's when, for a lot of 2024, I had been saving and saving and saving and saving at a crazy rate, and we invested into the channel and made some big, big changes, and it all began at the start of 2025. If it wasn't for you guys, you know, taking your time to watch my videos, support me, and give me like tips and feedback on how I can improve content and what I need to do to take myself to the next level, I just don't believe I would be here right now. And 2025, as much as it's been a rocky year for ARK, it's been for me one of my most proudest years I've ever done my YouTube channel, and I feel so grateful. I even get a bit emotional about it, and I have got a bit emotional about it. I've been able to afford to buy my brand new PC of my dreams that I've always wanted since I was a child. I've been able to obviously upgrade my setup, which is a dream. I'm going to be moving house, and I'll be able to build this dream setup that I've always wanted, which is just going to be all content based. And again, a big shout out as well to some of my other ARK YouTubers in the community that have been massive influences on me to improve my content, because at the end of the day, I was at a place where when I was doing news videos, I know a lot of you guys liked it, but I hadn't elevated the game. I was still obviously just recording the web page, and I wanted to make things more fun and more engaging, because it wasn't me. I wasn't being me. I was just sitting behind the screen doing my news videos and having a bit of a laugh here and there, but kind of feeling like I'm closed away from you guys. And I didn't like that, because I quite like being a bit of a laugh in real life, and I feel like I can have that now of you guys. It's like you guys, it's like I can't get the height right, and everyone's saying that I'm sitting here like a little kiddie on the I look like at a dinner table waiting for his food. That's apparently what I need to sort this background out. But yeah, it's just nice to have that like kind of banter and laugh with you guys back and forward. And it's truly made this 2025, what we in April, such a special year. Now, in 14 days' time, so 2 weeks' time, I am turning 26. So, yeah, been doing this thing for a very long time. But I'm so proud of the things that I've learned and now sort of finally listened. And you know, I've always read comments and responded to comments, but maybe like feedback that I feel like has always been good, I've always maybe thought, oh, but you know, I like what I do and stuff. But really sort of taking time to take a step back, read what you guys say, and be like, come on, Dom, it's time to level up, has been the most perfect start to the year. And recently, you know, we've moved over to TikTok as well. We're not moved over, we started doing content on TikTok. We hit 5,000 followers today on TikTok, which is crazy. What else have we done recently? We started doing some more content over on X, on Twitter, and we filmed that funny video, and just doing more gameplay videos, which I've been able to do through the new PC. And, you know, it's just a dream, the situation I'm in right now. And I just want to say a massive thank you again. I've probably said thank you about 450,000 times this video. Also, everyone in the LoadedCrysis cluster supporting us via, like, donations or via our via our shop or anything like that. whatever you're doing, keeping us, running as we add more and more maps to the cluster. Obviously, if you guys run a cluster yourself, you will know it's not a cheap business, but the thing is, I wouldn't trade it for the world now. I've made so many great new friends through this, and we have plans to take this cluster all the way down the entire life cycle of ARK. However long that will be, I hope it's for the rest of my life. I know that's hopefully a long time away, but as long as ARK keeps on growing and we see new content releases such as all the new DLCs, and we see ARK 2 coming out in the future, which Studio Wildcard still said is on the cards, and loads of things that are in the works, like the films, the movies, and I want to take it alongside with the franchise, make sure you guys have got every map, and that's what I love about it. And I've made so many friends that I wouldn't have if I hadn't have ever got myself out of that shell. So I think that's pretty much everything that I really want to say in part of this video. One day I will truly do like a long sort of video. I don't know, maybe an hour or so. I've actually done a podcast before, my first ever podcast, and life's changed a lot since then. So maybe one day, if for anyone who's actually interested out there, because I know you guys come here for obviously gameplay content and news content, I'll do sort of a longer dive into how the whole journey really went, because I didn't want to bore you for anyone that didn't. But truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for supporting me. Thank you to the ARK devs for showing me love, and thank you to YouTube as well, my manager as well in YouTube. I had a really tough situation being locked in with a contract for a long time as well in YouTube, thinking I was doing the right thing. So many mistakes, but we're at a place now where it feels like 2025 has been a complete fresh start. And to you guys, thank you for making my dream as a child come true, and let's keep working, and I'm going to keep trying to make you guys proud this year, and I hope I can do that. So much love to you all. Drop a like and subscribe, and come and join us in the LoadedCrysis cluster. And again, peace out, and thank you for the support.